Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm going to walk you through all the vendor recipes that are a must know if you want to level fast through the acts. The first recipes I'm going to show you are simple ones. So this is where you have an un-ID'd item and an ID'd item. So if we sell the un-ID'd item, it will give us transmute shards. If we sell the ID'd item, it will give us alteration shards. Now these, once you reach a stack of 20, will give you one of these and one of these respectively. Now why do we need to know this one for leveling? We need to know this because most of the recipes that we use while leveling also require one of these in their creation. So the next thing is resistance rings. Most of the bosses in the game deal certain kinds of damage and you want resistance rings to match that. Most bosses deal certain kind of attacks. For instance, the first boss at the end of Act 1, Merveil, deals cold damage, so you need a cold resistance ring. All you need to do is get an iron ring and sell it with a jewel of the correct type. So lightning is green, blue is cold, and red is fire. So if we put in all our rings and our resistances, we can create one of each type. And that means potentially we can create 2 cold resistance rings for the price of a gem and an iron ring that you drop during a map and resist Merveil and have her do much less damage to you. So now on to the interesting ones, and these are the weapon ones. So we're going to show you a weapon upgrade for spellcasters on a wand and one for a melee character on an axe. Note that these will work with any wand and any sword or axe. So first things first, the wand must be at least magic. So I'll show you it without. So if we select that and then we select an alteration, remember I said you need one of these, which is why you sell your ID'd stuff. And then we put with that a ring of the correct type. So I'm going to do lightning because I want a lightning wand here. Now you'll see here nothing is happening, and that's because that wand isn't magic. So if we transmute that wand. Now because we used a normal ring, this will give us a tier 8 roll, which gives you between 2 and 22 for your rolls. So if we now upgrade to a magic ring, this will give us a tier 7 roll, which is 3 to 35. And in rare, we get a tier 6 roll, which is 1 to 4 and 46 to 49. So they increase in power, but they also increase in level requirements. So when crafted with a normal ring, you'll get a tier 8, which requires at least level 8. When requested with a magic ring, you'll get a tier 7, which requires at least level 14. And with a rare, you'll get a tier 6, which requires at least level 20. So do take those into account when you're crafting these items. The next one is the weapon upgrade. So we take our axe, we take a blacksmith's whetstone, and we take a rustic sash. So here I've got a rustic sash that is blue or magic, and a rustic sash which is yellow or rare. This will not work with a normal belt. So if we use the magic one, it will give us a tier 8 roll of physical damage, which is between 40 and 49% physical damage. If we use a rare belt, we will get a physical damage roll of tier 7, which is between 50 and 64. So crafting that, we now have a 58% increased physical damage roll. Now if you do drop any augmentations, remember to use these early on because you'll get an extra stat. So that's actually a really good stat. We've now got 58% physical damage and 10% increased attack speed. And we do the same with our wands. Now the final recipe I'm going to show you is all about boots. If you've been like me, you've been in a situation where the vendors just do not want to give you a pair of runner's boots at the beginning of the game. They're just not going to give you any kind of movement speed boots. So you've either got to craft them, which requires 3 augmentations. So in these cases, we're going to vendor recipe our own. So how do we do that? We sell a pair of boots with a quicksilver flask and an augmentation. Note, for this to work, the boots either have to be normal or they must have an existing movement roll on them and be magic. So you'll see that a quicksilver flask, an augmentation, and a pair of boots gives us a pair of runners, which is 10% increased movement speed. So we'll accept that. Now it doesn't end there. If we do that again with another quicksilver flask, it will now move us to a pair of sprinters boots, which is plus 15%. And we can actually repeat this several times, and we're now at 20% for stallions. And then we're going to do this again, and we'll get a pair of level 25 boots, which are gazelles. And one final time takes us all the way up to 30% increased movement speed for cheetahs. Whilst really simple, these vendor recipes will increase your power while leveling massively and your speed. So they're well worth knowing when you're leveling through the acts. And this concludes my video on vendor recipes to level to. I hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you next time. You've been watching Altec 2K. Thank you for watching.